Hey guys, welcome to HKC 217 podcast powered by All Seasons Energy. Today's episode is a MotoGP special where we're going to be going over the Portugal MotoGP weekend.
Yeah, so we're just going to try something new on the podcast. Now we're able to kind of publish podcasts a little bit quicker. So we're going to cover round one of the MotoGP Portugal MotoGP, basically.
Round, yeah.
So we've kind of watched all the MotoGP this weekend. Last weekend, sorry. Really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
A little bit of a new format with the MotoGP. Obviously, they've added the sprint race this for this round, and I don't know if it's on every round. It's actually on certain rounds, isn't it? Is that right?
Yeah, not on every round, I don't think.
So we really we wanted to get on there. We're just going to try this, and we're actually contemplating the fact on trying to cover a little bit of more other racing as well. So we've got MotoGP. I watched the Red Bull Rookies, race 1 and 2. Hudson didn't actually watch them. Obviously, there's Moto 2, Moto 3 that we could cover. So obviously, there's BSB rounds as well. We'll pretty much watch all racing to do with whenever we can.
Yeah.
So we just thought we'd do a brief little episode. We don't know how long it's going to be. We've put some show notes together on what we can remember from watching the race. Just watch the highlights again to brief us up on it again. So what we do know is like the new format kind of got like I don't normally watch Friday testing.
Yeah, like the commentators actually said they did it to make Friday a bit more interesting.
Friday more interesting. Saturday certainly more interesting.
Yeah.
Friday were more interesting because it dictated Q1 and Q2 for Saturday morning.
Yeah.
And again, made it a little bit more interesting as well because obviously we knew on the Friday, as we're pulling up the results now, so Jack Miller went fastest on the Friday, which got him into Q2. We need to remember that part. So it's Q2, which is like the final part of qualifying where you actually go in for pole. So Jack Miller went fastest on Friday in what they actually call P2 now. So Jack Miller went first, Maverick Vinales was second, Bagnaia was third, Luca Marino was fourth, Jorge Martin was fifth, Quartararo was sixth, Zarco was seventh, Bezzecchi was eighth, Espargaro was ninth, and Bastianini was 10th. So that meant that them 10 automatically went through to Q2 to basically battle it out for the pole on Saturday morning, which kind of made Friday's, and it's not called FP now, it's called P2, quite important because you had to come in that top 10 to get to Q2.
Yeah.
Now, this is not a new thing what they did, I believe, but when you go into so Marquez, there were some good riders in there, but in Q1 for qualifying, Marquez, Oliveira, Alex Marquez, Mir, Binder, Rins, Morbidelli, Nakagami, Fernandez, Augusto and Raul Fernandez, and Digi Antonio. They were in Q1. The top two riders from Q1 automatically got promoted into Q2.
Yeah.
So we were watching Q1, and obviously Marquez smashed in an early lap. Actually, tactically,
just didn't he like go out and just...
He got a toe, didn't he, if you can remember?
Yeah, went out, got two, and then...
Did 2 laps?
2 laps, and then came back in and sat in his chair with his arms crossed.
Yeah, so sat in his chair, got a toe. Who did he get a toe off? I'm trying to think now, I forgot that part, sorry about that.
Anyone?
He must have got a toe from somebody in Q... Who did he sit behind now? Just trying to look at the stats here. Well, anyway, he got a toe and come fastest in Q1 and got promoted through. Oliveira got second place. He got promoted as well.
Yeah, so what happened with Oliveira, it came down to the last lap, and then Oliveira went through into... Yeah, Oliveira went into second, and Alex Marquez
got pushed down
into
Alex
third.
Marquez was on a hot lap as well, and if he'd have beat Oliveira or his brother Mark, he'd actually push Mark out of automatic qualification. So it kind of like this was Saturday morning. It definitely
made it a lot more interesting.
Kind of compacted everything in, like not practice. And I know like there's going to be people that are probably positive and negative towards this. I did a little bit of a poll on one of your Facebook things, and some people like the sprint race, some people didn't like the sprint race. There's topics that we can touch on that I've seen in the press after that and what people have been putting about this sprint race and whatever not. But for us in general, it did definitely excite it up. So then we're going to move over to Q2. So Q2 was super exciting. Obviously, they were changing places or what like between like the top, I don't know, what were it, Bagnaia, Martin, Oliveira, Miller. He put in a good time again, pretty early, if I can remember.
Yeah, pretty early. So Miller went out, I think first or second lap went out and
smashed in another good time.
Smashed in the lap record.
Then, I mean, like...
and then Bagnaia go out and then he smashed Miller's.
He smashed me. Yeah, I mean, like, it were backwards and forwards then.
Backwards and forwards. So Miller got the first fastest lap, and then it were Bagnaia who in first. And then, don't know where it went on from there.
Yeah, we can't actually, we haven't got the actual breakdown on what I do know is what happened. And again, this was another good thing about the qualifying 1 and qualifying 2. 15 minutes. 15 minutes, bump.
Yeah, no, how long is it normally?
I'm sure it's like 45 minutes. It's at least over 30 minutes long.
Yeah.
Like doing qualifying. So they have 15 minutes in Q1.
All that action.
Literally like a 5-minute break, and then it went straight into Q2. That was absolutely brilliant. He just smashed it out. No messing about. And anyway, all panned out. Everybody got in the laps and whatever not. And then after the checkered flag, after the time had run out, Marc Marquez come round on a flyer, towing... I forgot he was towing behind somebody, Bastianini, I think it were this time. It were Bastianini.
Yeah, it were Bastianini. Yeah.
So behind Bastianini and Nick Pole, unbelievably.
Yeah.
On a tow.
Yeah, because we were
not taking nothing away from him because it were a fast time. Like it were
good
lap
time.
It were a lap record.
We thought he got held up because he were like proper on Bastianini's tail coming round like the last section, and he were like right on his tail, and we're like he's gonna get held up, and then he came over at the finish line. And he went first.
Yeah, unbelievable. And I mean, like, obviously, we could talk about the Fantasy League as well. Like, I was saying, like, stay away from Marquez. He's not got the bike or whatever not. But on the Saturday, you were like, wow, I would have never guessed, like, he'd have got pole.
Yeah.
No way. No way. But again, what did I say on that Saturday? I was like, it's on a bit of a tour, that lap, though. It's not 100% like...
Yeah, not 100% like pure...
Leading the race.
Leading a race or leading a race or getting just
which
setting a good
it
time
kind
by
of
yourself.
Unravels a little bit when we go into what happens over the race weekend on like the one shot challenge. Yeah, he's still got it, but yeah, so major super exciting qualifying Friday, Saturday qualifying, and then obviously then we're like after qualifying you're like boom, we've got a race to watch this afternoon.
Yeah,
so we'll roll in and we'll actually, I've said roll in there, so we will pull up. Sorry, obviously we've got show notes here. So we'll pull on to the sprint race, which obviously Marquez were on pole. Marquez shot off into first. He led for a lap.
Yeah.
Luca Marini took out Bastianini with a bit of a...
Yeah. So Luca Marini went underneath, just lost it and
took
collided.
out Bastianini. I believe that Bastianini is injured now as well. Like I think.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, I think he'd done something to his like shoulder socket or something like that.
Oh yeah.
So I believe he's out for Argentina. So that's a
That'll
shame.
Change up some stuff.
And I mean, like it was always going to be like this on the MotoGP sprint race. That they were always. We were saying this before, and like it's going to be like 12 laps of close racing.
Yeah.
And there was all pretty close. So
Very...
carrying on from that, Miller went up into fourth. So Miller had a decent start. Jorge Martin took the lead. Back. Marquez held on to third as long as he could. and then Miller and Oliveira come past him. So again, Marquez you could kind of tell that they were like hanging on a little bit.
Yeah.
A lot more calmer in this race compared to main race, Marquez. But he was hanging on a little bit, and then like Ducati's like kind of blew him on straight a little bit. You could tell they were a little bit out of shape on a few corners. Then Hudson's going crazy because Miller took the lead from Bastianini.
Yeah.
Which was that's a surprise, yeah.
I thought Miller had it, to be honest, because Miller were doing good through like practice and that.
That's not Bastianini, it's meant to be Bagnaia, isn't it?
Is it?
Yeah, took the lead from Bagnaia.
Yeah, not Bastianini. Yeah.
So then and then Jorge Martin took the lead back.
Yeah.
So again, Martin, I was saying this before when we were choosing his MotoGP team, like, this guy's got something to prove. Like, the Ducati didn't pick him.
Yeah.
He's not going to give two hoots a little bit that it's another Ducati rider this time. I think he's just going to ride for himself. Yeah, he's on a Ducati bike.
And he did do that, didn't he?
And I kind of also said this about Bastianini, didn't I? That
inside the Ducatis.
He's not going to be bothered either, Bastianini.
Yeah. They want to be in that.
He wants to be lead rider.
Yeah.
So Jorge Martin took the lead bike. Then Bagnaia got into third from Miller. So Miller was on the straight.
Yeah.
And he was taking his tail off. Like
right.
He was tucked in as well.
It was tucked in. And
nuts.
It was in the braking zone. Everyone else is sat up.
I don't know if it was in braking zone. It was just approaching it though.
Just approaching like the like the drop off down the hill. If you watch the race, like on the end of the straight, it's got like a big hill down in the braking zone. And just as he's approaching that, he's like fiddling about with his.
Yeah, you can see him like fiddling about.
He couldn't get it.
Unbelievable.
And then
bit of a mistake, I think.
Big mistake. How many places did he lose?
I think he only lost third.
And lost third, yeah, but still that's...
it looks like he's fiddling. So anyway, then Bagnaia might have been coming through anyway. Ducati against KTM that way.
Yeah.
But it didn't help the situation.
Still didn't help. He could
and
have
then Marquez took third from Oliveira and Jack, like battling. So Jack had gone into fourth at this point, and Oliveira and Jack were battling. I believe one of them run wide, and like Marquez opportunistic, like whipped in and mugged them both off, which were great move.
Great move.
They like run a little bit wide, and Marquez just comes straight over. Thanks for coming.
They left a tiny little gap, and he makes it look like they're a massive gap, didn't he?
Yeah, it was just really cool. Cool move from Marquez there. I mean, like experience, let's say, opportunistic. I'm only like saying what they said on commentary, but he were like. They were battling. He was just sat there. I'll have that bike.
Yeah.
So then, who was in the lead there? So Martin were in the lead still a little bit. With Marquez in third. I mean that pack had moved a little bit away from Martin and Bagnaia, who creeped away a little bit, not massively, half a second I think it were.
Yeah.
And then Bagnaia took Martin back, and this was down to the last lap.
Yeah.
I mean, like Bagnaia was on him. Martin looked like, I'd say, made a mistake. He run wide. Yeah.
So it was coming down into turn. I think it was turn 5 actually.
You making it out like we know what turn it were, but yeah, it
was. No.
We have got it on the notes. Turn 5.
Yeah, turn 5. Oh, I didn't even see that.
Yeah, Martin.
I did actually
wide.
know that. I did actually know
right,
that.
Martin run wide on turn 5. Bagnaia
run wide. Turn 5. Bagnaia got him on exit up on the
and
inside.
On the last lap as well, Oliveira made a mistake in third, and Marquez nipped him into third. So to summarise, this was 12 laps, and I mean, like, again, action packed.
Yeah, good. We were saying at the start of race, like normally in a big race, like the first 8 laps are like the crazy laps, and this.
That was the race.
It's like that was the race, the first crazy laps, which makes it even more crazy.
I mean, like we were all like shouting at TV. It was amazing.
It were crazy.
And then like you watch that, and you're like, right, let's watch it happen again on Sunday. Which again, like you watch that Saturday race, and Sunday we're like a little bit more calmer. Were it not as Well, certainly weren't as many.
I'd probably say Sunday was a lot more calmer, like in the big race, because they're not battling. Like,
they
were battling, but they're not like intense battling, like switching. Like if you made a little mistake in that sprint race, you'd have been back like 4 positions, wouldn't you?
So I'll bring up. What's it done here? Let's have a little look. It's a good job I've got everything sorted here. So we'll bring up the sprint race results. So in first position was Bagnaia. In second place was
Jorge Martin.
In third position was Marc Marquez. So like Marquez, they was close. So like Martin were 0.3 behind Bagnaia, and then Marquez was 1.5 behind. So that's like the top 3. Miller was in 4th. They were quite close, that little pack there. Miller was in 4th. Vinales in 5th. Espargaro in 6th. Oliveira in 7th. That mistake cost him a little bit, Oliveira, because I think he lost a few places from that. Is that where he got mugged off? Were they battling last lap, or is that race 2? Anyway, and again, look at the points. So you only get points up to 9th place as well in the sprint race. So 10th onwards, you get nothing.
So Fabio didn't get any points. He just missed out.
Yeah. It's half points in the sprint race, but yeah, it's only up to 9th.
Wow.
So yeah, so Oliveira, Zarco, and Alex Marquez makes up the top 9. The rest of them, no soup for you. Riders that come off, I believe it's Bezzecchi, Luca Marina, and Bastianini. That's them who crashed.
Non-classified riders.
Augusto.
Oh yeah. So yeah, that's right. Sorry.
Joan Mir, he crashed as well, didn't he? When did he crash?
He crashed first lap.
Yeah, were it first lap?
Yeah, first lap. Riders who didn't finish first lap.
Oh right, yeah. Wow, yeah, nice stats. Non-classified riders. Why they started them like that?
Don't know. Yeah, so Joan Mir came off in the first class and
first
lap, not
and
class.
Augusto Fernandez.
Yeah, I think he came off.
So that was the
sprint race.
So where do you go? Is that Rafa race? So let's pull up his next little bit of stuff that we've got. Sorry about this. We've got things all over the place. So we'll go to the main race. So again, the qualifying as well. So the exciting qualifying on Saturday counted for both races as well. So the final standings of qualifying 2. Yeah, that's right, isn't it?
Final standings of qualifying.
Full stop.
Yeah.
Counted for the sprint race. That was the grid for the sprint race. And the grid for the Sunday race as well.
Yeah.
So again, obviously qualifying's always important.
Qualifying's always important, but for this, it was especially important because
you were going to.
Because normally
for both races.
Normally, when you got 2 races on the first race, wherever you come or you
you're talking about B&B rules here, but yeah.
No, this is normally what happens when you got 2 races or 3 races. Your lap times go into your last race or your second race.
You're talking about B&B rules here. We're talking about MotoGP.
I know.
They do different things in different. I don't actually know what they do in World Superbikes. In World Superbikes, they have 2 or 3 races on a weekend. They have 3 races. So they do something. Anyway, let's forget that part. We'll move on. So the grid was the same as Saturday's qualifying race. So we'll go into the main race. Oliveira took the lead. Marquez. Now, Hudson's a fan of Marquez, but you're not anymore.
I'd rather say I'm a fan of Jack.
Right, yeah. So Marquez had a bit of a moment. Well, a little bit more than a moment. It looked like he missed his marker point, or he nearly run into somebody.
Missed his marker point.
Had a massive wobble.
No.
Buckaroo off at bike. This is when he rang it off at bike.
Oh, this is when yeah. So he came in,
nearly took out a few riders. Got really, really close, and as he were going, he seen a person. He went and he sat up, and as he's coming out, he's run wide, and then leg off at bike.
No. I'll get to that. He ran wide, and then people that were actually on the line, they got squished up, and that pushed another person out wide, which hit Marquez, and then Marquez were hanging off, and his like foot got dragged onto like
did
the
he hit
floor.
somebody then at that point then?
It was like I said it when we were watching it downstairs. It were like a dominoes effect. Like two people collided in mid pack,
so
and then it hit Marquez on the outside where he weren't even close.
You know what? I think you're right there. I think it was.
I don't know.
I think it were.
Wait, who he hit?
No, other rider who ran over his foot.
Oh yeah. Whatever his
Martin.
name is. Yeah.
So anyway, that's like what. So like Marquez, like again, I've listened to a few podcasts, obviously yesterday and today, and like a lot of people like saying he's like so desperate, he's been so late on brakes, and he's like outriding the capabilities of that ride, and we'll go into what's happened to Marquez like after what's happened to this. So we'll lead up to that. So I think he gets to lap 2 here. Marquez again.
Again, I think it's on the same corner, isn't it?
I don't. It might be the same corner.
It looks like it on the footage.
So we've just watched this in super slow mo. So Marquez like runs massively deep, and I don't know if nobody's really said this. I've not heard it on any podcast. He runs into or over Augie Martin's foot.
Yeah,
like we've seen that on the replay there. That his like foot whips up.
We actually just watched it on this monitor here. Yeah. We didn't see it like on the big screen, just in the action, but we slowed it down on like the bar on the bottom.
Wow.
And you look at
Martin.
His foot,
Yeah,
it
Martin's
like
got
gets
his
caught underneath his like wheel and it goes.
So Martin's got his foot out, doing like a Rossi dangly leg, like, and Marquez comes up like a steam train up inside, runs over his foot. What it looks like.
Runs over his foot, hits his bike a bit.
Hits his bike a little bit, and then he's on a one-man mission then to... And I mean, we've just watched this again. It looks horrible to look at, and how he's not severely injured, I don't know. He comes into Oliveira. He did not know nothing about that.
Yeah, I didn't know.
Oliveira's fully over.
Fully over.
Smashes into his leg.
It weren't his leg. When we looked at it, it was like his
like side of his body. Wow.
Like ribs and like back ribs, and it smashes straight into them.
We've also just noticed on the replay as well
really
that you can see that Marquez's airbag has gone off
before he even hit.
From what it looked like it had gone off then, didn't it? So he's from him hitting Martin, like nearly chopping his leg off or his foot, and then like waggling on back a little bit, and then he's buckarooing over the handlebars. Marquez's airbag's like going off.
Yeah.
Before it looks like it's before he's actually hit Oliveira.
Yeah. Yeah. So
I mean, like
as he's going buckarooing, airbag thinks he's about to eyeside. He's just gone into someone.
I mean, like the inside camera angle of that. You must have seen it if you watch the replay. The inside camera angle. Crazy. From the inner of the track. Wow. So anyway, smashes into Oliveira.
It sends Marquez over left hand side, and he goes like flying like in a.
He's like hanging onto Oliveira's bike a little bit.
Yeah, and then
flying in air. Wow.
And then he just like rolls over, and Oliveira just like kind of gets smashed down into the floor from his bike. I don't know how he's not like broke his ribs or anything.
And Martin runs wide. He misses like this. He's already been hit once. Yeah. He misses them two, unbelievably, and like runs onto the outer part of the track.
Yeah, because he got his foot run on, didn't he? And he ran wide.
He got hit. Then he nearly hit both of them. Then he ran wide.
Very close. It must have been that close to the. Like like the runoff area, he went really close to the gravel, and he was like super close. He was like went off back like that.
Yeah,
trying not to come off.
So that was like in the first and second lap. Bagnaia and meanwhile, Bagnaia and Vinales check out a little bit with Bizecchi stepping up into third. And that it kind of like stayed like that then for the rest of the race. There were a little bit of action that happened there. So like Bagnaia and Vinales, it looks like Vinales could have caught him up a little bit, and then I think Bagnaia just like put hammer down a little bit. Probably held a little bit back. He probably got a 0.6 lead on Vinales. I mean, like Vinales has done amazing there. Bizecchi, fantastic result for VR46 rider there. So that's and I've heard something today. Is it Bizecchi? It must be Bizecchi. I don't know if it's him. Anyway, VR46 rider on podium there. And then kind of the action actually moved back to the battle for fourth, which were Zarco. Who else were it? Alex Marquez, Miller.
Yeah, Alex Marquez, Miller.
Who else were in
Zarco.
Were Miller's other teammate in there as well?
Primac. What's his name? Primac.
No, that's Zarco, isn't it?
Yeah, Zarco. Yeah.
Is it Zarco?
Yeah. Primac. Yeah. Is it?
Anyway,
So Primac bike.
That battle, like, went all the way like down to the line, and then Zarco like come out of nowhere a little bit. He was sat a little bit back. On that last lap, Zarco made up 4 places to get into fourth, and mugged off all of them and Alex Marquez.
Yeah, I think it was on final corner.
Final corner, Alex Marquez. I mean, like, really pushes him wide.
Yeah, proper.
Well, not pushes him wide. Sorry,
not pushing him wide. So comes up inside of him, and run like. So he's on inside. Other guy runs out wide. He has a wobble, and then he just
like loses his momentum, doesn't it?
Yeah, and then he just loses his momentum.
So that were like kind of exciting. Like Bagnaia checked out. Double race winner for Bagnaia.
Yeah.
Amazing from Vinales. So we'll go back to the stats here. Sorry to sing. So we'll go to the race stats. Oh, I've already got them up, so I'll bring them up full. So in first position was Francisco Bagnaia. In second place was
Maverick Vinales.
In third place was Marco Bezzecchi. In fourth place was Zarco. In fifth place was
Alex Marquez.
Sixth place Brad Binder. Seventh place Jack Miller. Eighth place Quartararo. I mean, like that Yamaha just like doesn't seem to be
8 points over the full weekend.
Yeah, not really. Like Yamaha's not really. Obviously, I mean, like, they're not a million miles off. Well, but it is a million miles in MotoGP, so 8.5 seconds off at lead. But still, Aleix Espargaro come 9th, and we'll just only do the top 10. And Alex Rins come 10th. So Alex Rins was the top place in Honda in 10th place, and he's on the LCR Honda. And Joan Mir.
What's the difference between
That's
LCR?
like a secondary Honda team, basically. In fact, all 3 Hondas come together there. Look at that.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, like, look how many riders have come off there.
Yeah, wow.
So I might as well finish it off. So in 12th place, Tako Nakagame. In 13th place, Augusto Fernandez. And in 14th place, Franco
Morbidelli.
Unfortunately, Morbidelli in last position in the Yamaha, 27 seconds off the pace.
Wow.
I mean, like, he's like, what's happening there? And a lot of people are like saying this on podcasts, like, Quartararo is a little bit of a freak.
He's a freak.
And he's doing amazing with that Yamaha. And like, that is how that Yamaha should really be performing. Really, unfortunately for Morbidelli. I mean, like, I think he'll be gone.
He'll be
unfortunately,
gone.
I think he might go to another team.
Might.
If he's got any wits about him, you want to be jumping across. You want to be good in a Ducati. That's what you want to be doing. So riders that did not classify, non-finished. So Raul Fernandez, Luca Marini, Jorge Martin, Fabio Di Antonio, Marc Marquez, and Miguel Oliveira. And we're also missing out that Paul Espargaro had a bad crash.
Yeah.
On. Did I tell you this? Were it on Friday? Yeah, were it on Friday, that? Or were it in qualifying?
No, you didn't tell me that.
Yeah, I said that the red flagged it.
Oh, yeah. The red. Yeah, I can remember the red flag. The red flagged it, but we skipped it.
It were practice 2, weren't it?
Yeah, free practice 2.
To get into top 10.
Yeah.
I mean, and again, like, so like Paul Espargaro is in hospital. The red flagged it. It were a fast crash, that.
Yeah.
I've seen the photo on Instagram today or yesterday. Him in hospital with his thumbs up, like, but bit of a bad crash. Broke his jaw.
How's he broke his jaw?
I don't know.
Wow.
Yeah, fast corner crash, that one. So hopefully he's okay. So the fastest lap was Marc Marquez, actually, holds the lap record. Look at the race pace there, just so to cover on a few records there, which I do like to look at there. So the session fastest lap was Aleix Espargaro. Don't know when that was.
Wow.
Session fastest lap. I don't know what. Lap 9. So that must be in the race, that.
Yeah.
That's this year, yeah, isn't it? Anyway, so the all-time lap record is Marc Marquez. Obviously set when he got pole. So 1 minute 37.2. And the best race lap record was Fabio Quartararo in 2022, 139.4. So look at the difference there. And I believe that is...
That's
this round, isn't it?
This round, yeah.
So like a second faster than the qualifying lap. Is it? And a second faster than last year's race record as well. That's race lap.
Wow.
So that's race lap.
So this year they've gone
a second faster, and overall from last year's race lap to qualifying lap, the 2 seconds faster.
2 seconds faster. Wow.
Wowzers. So that pretty much concludes the MotoGP weekend. Now, hopefully you enjoyed that.
Quick.
That's our interpretation. Well, we said it was quick and a little 30-minute blast, but we enjoy doing that. Yeah, do you enjoy doing that?
Yeah, it was good.
Good to talk about it.
Good to talk about it. Yeah.
Hopefully you enjoy it, and hopefully we can put this out so quick. We'll probably do that when we're watching some racing over the season, because like we watch so much racing. There's BSB that we watch, obviously Moto3, British Talent Cup,
Red Bull Rookies.
I mean, like I watched Red Bull Rookies this weekend. Like Casey O'Gorm did fantastic. I believe. I'll try and get the stat up quickly as I'm looking at. I think he got a second in race 1 and he got a third in race 2. That race 2 was unbelievable. To the line.
Where did you find these stats from? You just pull them up out of nowhere.
Yeah, so that race 2 were unbelievable. Right to the line. Look at times there for top 5.
Wow.
So that was like a photo finish that you couldn't even tell.
0.3 behind, and that's 5th. Wow.
Casey O'Gorm went into the final corner in second position there, and he actually come 3rd. Yeah, he come 3rd. Wow. Anyway, so yeah, Casey O'Gorm did really well on that weekend. Obviously, is an Irish lad, but like following Casey O'Gorm.
Yeah.
So yeah, that fantastic racing available on Red Bull TV, and also if you need to watch that and the race that at Portimao, I think it were after the main GP race, you can find that on the Red Bull app. They also normally broadcast it on Facebook Live, and they also broadcast it on YouTube as well, live for free.
Didn't know that.
So and on the Red Bull Rookies app and on the Red Bull Rookies website for free, so you don't actually need like BT Sport or anything to watch that. So waffling on. That concludes.
That is the conclusion now.
So yeah, really enjoyed it. What we will do, we'll just touch on the MotoGP Fantasy League. So that made it equally exciting. So in first position is Joe Jalaba. Well, we don't even know where he's from, on 207 points, smashing it. Second position is Rejects from Great Britain. Third position is John Rambo. He's done fantastic there. Yeah. Fourth position, Century Racing. And fifth position is Castro GP. That guy's from Sweden. He's done really, really well. He's joined from Moto Week podcast, I think, from the Reddit group.
Wow.
So we've ended up with 48 players in this year's MotoGP Fantasy League.
That's the first. That's just
the first round. Also, to go away through there, I don't know everybody's name yet, but I will do. So Hudson is in 17th place. Alana, who genuinely picked her squad from the riders that she knows names of and the colours that she likes, she's in 18th point, so she's 1 point behind Hudson. Sprocket Racing, EGC 99. Luca Wilkinson is in 22nd. Mike Carr is in 25th, just above me in 26th, just above Tony in 27th. Wait, me and your mum are actually on the same points.
Oh wow. Oh. You're just higher.
Steve Wilkinson is in 29th position. Tim's Titans, that's the guy for the Love of MotoGP podcast. He's in 29th position. 30th position, sorry. And S20 Racing, that's Uncle Dan. He's in 34th position. He's had a shocker there. Who else do we know? OTP, Igze. So anybody who knows the names in this, like, you need to shout out Jack Newton's mum. I didn't know they were in that. So she's in 46th position. She has had a shocker, 84. And whoever Team Carrington is. Can you see their team?
Oh, yeah, you can.
Oh, dear. Oh, okay.
Oh, wait.
Stop nosing anyway, we'll have a look at that later. So Team Carrington in last position with 79 points. So that concludes the podcast. Hope you enjoyed that.
Yeah, good.
We hope to do more. And if you want to hear more, and we'll put a little vote out on Spotify, if you want to hear more or us trying to cover the best that we can from our humble opinion of watching racing, and if we've watched it, I think we could have a little chat about it.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So, that is the MotoGP Round 1 Portugal Especial.
Bye.